We are very excited and grateful to have Carolyn Kamila Shenmen with us today. Carolyn Shenmen, co-president, dean of faculty, and dean of admissions of the University of Spiritual Healing and Sufism, is a graduate and faculty member of that university. She holds a doctorate in computer science and molecular biology and worked for 18 years at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. She's also a licensed practitioner of Oriental medicine and a former faculty member and clinic director of the Maryland Institute of Traditional Chinese Medicine. Kamila's search for true healing at the deepest levels eventually led her to Sheikh Sidi Muhammad al-Jamal and the ancient spiritual healing practices of Sufism. Having found on the Sufi way the peace and healing that comes from opening the heart to God's love, Kamila is blessed to be able to share this path and its teachings with her students, community, and clients. Her teaching today is the 7 subtle energy centers of the human being and the 7 internal subtle messengers, a guided tour of the Lata'if and their relationship with the prophets. Kamila, welcome, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you, Abdullah, and thank you for inviting me. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's begin with the Fatiha, and then actually I'm going to switch over to a PowerPoint presentation, so you'll be seeing diagrams on your screen instead of me, but I wanted to say hello first, so welcome. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين آمين آمين. So today's webinar will be first of all, as I said, PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to go straight into an experiential guided tour of the Lata'if, and inshallah there'll be some time at the end if anyone has any questions. I just realized though that first I need to turn off my phone. I'm using my phone for music, but I just realized it's Mother's Day and I might get interrupted by one of my children calling to wish me happy Mother's Day. So let me do this first. Okay, good. There we go. First of all, I'm going to share my screen and then start the PowerPoint presentation. Alhamdulillah. Are you seeing this, Abdullah?
Yep, we're seeing the slides.
Okay, perfect. So as Abdullah said, the topic of today's webinar are the 7 subtle energy centers of the human being and the 7 internal subtle messengers. So let's look first of all at a brief overview of the body's subtle energy system. There are two terms that we need to be familiar with. The first is the term kudra, which is a word that translates to capacity, potential, ability, and power. This comes from the root QDR, and from that same root, we have the divine name Al-Qadr, the able, the decreer. There are said to be, in our tradition, 11,000 kudra in the body, and these function like the qi in the body in traditional Chinese medicine, for example. So the kudra are the general flow of energy around the body as a whole, which isn't actually our topic for today. Our topic for today is the next term, which is Latifah, and is the feminine form of Latif, and the plural is Lata'if, and it translates to subtle from the root L.T.F. We have the divine name Al-Latif from this root also, the subtle, the soft, the gentle. The Lata'if are the major subtle energy centers of the body, somewhat like the chakras in Eastern traditions, for example, but not identical locations, although some of them overlap. We also have possibly a somewhat different understanding of the Lata'if, because Ibn Arabi, for example, also refers to the Lata'if as the subtle reality of the human being. And he sometimes used the name Lata'if to refer to the rationally speaking soul, which is the nafs. But this is the nafs that walks through the Sufi stations, that develops and walks through the stations. This is not the nafs that we're referring to, the desirous nafs that correspond to the ego self in station 1. So when he says the rationally speaking nafs, he means the rationally speaking soul. So what are the Lata'if? They're known in many Sufi orders, although they have slightly different descriptions. I'll read to you a description that comes from the Naqshbandi order that says, virtually all of the Sufi orders distinguish the Lata'if as Sitta. Sitta means 6, so it translates as the 6 subtleties. When speaking about the 6 subtleties, the Lata'if as Sitta, they're leaving out what we understand to be Latifah number 1, which is actually the whole body of the human being. These Lata'if designate various psycho-spiritual organs, or sometimes faculties of sensory and supersensory perception. They're thought to be parts of the self in a similar manner to the way glands and organs are part of the body. And as I said, there are similar concepts in other belief systems, including Chinese traditional medicine and the Vedic chakras. So in general, the Sufi understanding of development involves the awakening in a certain order of these spiritual centers of perception that lie dormant in every person. And each center is associated with a particular color and a general area of the body, as well as oftentimes with a particular prophet. And these do vary from Sufi order to Sufi order. The help of a guide is considered necessary to help to activate these centers. And the activation of these centers is part of the inner methodology of the Sufi walking, the Sufi way. So, as I said, they're known in many different Sufi orders. The descriptions will be a little bit different in each. They can be considered to be centers of subtle physiology and comprise the subtle body. They're also regarded as being, as I said, our understanding of them may be a little different from just straight energetic centers, because they're also the place of transition from the level of energy to the deeper level of the essence, the essential presence. This is why Ibn Arabi, for example, in Sufi Path of Knowledge, refers to them as the subtle reality of the human being. They're deeper than just energetic centers. They're the connection between our energetic centers and the essence. They're also forms of consciousness operating on the subtle dimension, which is why he also uses this name for the rationally speaking soul, the soul that moves through the 7 stations. And they're therefore the first subtle and fine manifestation of essence within the human being during creation. So this understanding is referred to by Ibn Arabi in his books. There's also a table, a diagram in with the Chandelier understanding of the Lata'if. It's very simple, but it's just a straight table. It's in the Horizons book of Sheikh Nuruddin Durki. It's Horizons Volume 1, and it's page 234. And as I said, they're also known as the Lata'if Asita, the six subtleties, and you can find quite a bit written about them by the Naqshbandis online. So let's take a look at the 7 Lata'if as we understand them in the Chandelier way, one by one. So the first Latifah is known as the Adamic form. This Latifah is traditionally related to the Prophet Adam, alayhi salam, and it is visualized as the whole body, which is black. So it's visualized as a black body, and the whole body is considered to be a Latifah, a black vessel. This is the basic Latifah that brings harmony to the orchestra of all the inner organs. The second Latifah, Latifah number 2, is known as the Latifah an-Nafsiyah. This Latifah is associated with the Prophet Noah, alayhi salam, and can be visualized as a blue star 1 to 2 inches below the navel. And we'll be visualizing it as a blue star from which water will pour forth. And its location is very similar to the location of the lower dantian, for example, in traditional Chinese medicine. It's 1 to 2 inches below the navel, but it's deep in the body, so it's actually closer to the spine than it is to the front of the abdomen. The Latifah an-Nafsiyah is connected with our nafs. These are our desirous nafs, as a conglomerate of wanting, wishing, longings, impulses, desires, fear, anger, etc. And this is the place on the bodily level where the battle with the desirous nafs begins. Third Latifah is called the Latifah al-Qalbiyah, the Latifah of the heart. This Latifah is traditionally associated with the Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salam, and is visualized as a red star on the left side of the chest. And the third Latifah is connected with the heart, both the physical heart and the spiritual heart. And this is the Latifah that helps us to develop willpower and is the first place of spiritual activity, balancing out the priorities of our nafs. Latifah number 4 is the Latifah ar-Ruhiyah, the Latifah of the soul, associated with the Prophet Dawood, Prophet David, alayhi salam, can be visualized as a yellow star on the right side of the chest and is connected with both the spiritual heart and the lungs. This is the Latifah of ecstasy and is strongly activated through reading the Quran. And its role on the bodily level is to bring harmony and balance to all the cells of the body. Latifah number 3 and Latifah number 4 work together. And with the third and fourth Lata'if, both activated, we reach a state of sober ecstasy. Latifah number 5 is the Latifah Assyria, Latifah of the secret. This Latifah is related to the Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, and can be visualized as a white star at the throat. This is the place of meeting, of coming together. This is the place of overcoming your pharaoh, your personal pharaoh, where when the seas divide, then the flow becomes open between the heart and the head. Latifah number 6 is Latifah al-Khafiyya, the Latifah of the hidden, associated with the Prophet Isa, Jesus, alayhi salam, and can be visualized as a black diamond at the level of the third eye. And this is the Latifah of divine spiritual inspiration and intuition, where when the veils open, we can see the eternal light. Latifah number 6. And the final Latifah number 7 is Latifah al-Haqiqa. This is the Latifah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we can visualize this Latifah as a green space in the center of the chest between Lata'if 3 and 4 at the level of the chest. This is the Latifah of unity, of the pure essence, and is the Latifah of Rahmah, the Latifah of mercy. And then the final slide is a diagram of the 7 Lata'if on the body. And you may notice, or you may not notice, that as we've already described, each Latifah is related to our walking on the Sufi way, but they also are described in pretty much in order of the prophets that came down to us, beginning with Adam and then Nuh. The only 2 that are out of order actually are Latifah 4, the Prophet Dawood, and Latifah 5, Prophet Musa, are switched, because the Prophet Musa actually lived, as far as we know, about 500 years before the Prophet Dawood. But this is the description of their locations on the body. Now, what I'd like to do now is to have us do a guided tour of the Lata'if. So if you would close your eyes and bring your attention to your breathing. I'm just turning on, I'm going to play some music softly in the background, inshallah. Let me know if the music becomes too loud, Abdullah. So close your eyes and bring your attention to your breathing. Feel your body with your breathing and through your breathing, and come into that state of emptiness, of non-existence, like in a state of sleep, but with full awareness. Then gently start visualizing, begin to visualize the whole body as being black. A holy black being. Stay calm and feel the peace and the potential of this black body. A bit like the connection to our original bodily vessel. By visualizing the body completely black, a holy black being, you help the organs to function in their full potential. This first state, where you imagine the whole body is completely black, the whole body is considered as a Latifah and is associated with the Prophet Adam. Stay calm in your breathing and feeling how peace spreads out in that holy black vessel. Feeling the movement of the energies, how the body moves where there is too much, where there is not enough. Everything moves in the body to bring harmony into this basic Latifah, to bring the orchestra of all the inner organs together again. Staying with that black body, that black vessel, gently bring your attention to the area below the navel, approximately 1 to 2 inches below the navel. Go into the body in the space behind, an area behind the navel, but closer to the spine than to the navel. There lies the Latifah Nafsiyah. It is connected with the nafs as a conglomerate of wanting, wishing, longings, impulses, desires, fears, appetites, anger, pictures, all those things that the nafs constructs and then defends. To go into the jihad with the nafs begins on the bodily level here. It is the place of test for the spiritual seeker. Imagine there a blue star, and imagine water flowing out of that star and filling your belly. Be aware of that area, the area of desires and longing and owning and aggression and fear and appetite and sexuality. Be aware of that blue star and let water flow out of that star and fill your body. Keep the body in that quality of the black vessel while you're concentrating on the blue star. Now gently bring your attention to the left side of your chest. Here lies the next great area of the third Latifah, which is called a Latifah al-Qalbiyya, connected to the heart, connected also to the physical heart. Imagine in that area a red star developing, symbolizing willpower. Here is the first place of spiritual activity, balancing out priorities. What is truly important, what not. Nothing is more important than Allah. This Latifah is the path of soberness, self-observation, the letting go of the self-formed myths that one creates of reality. The heart is the organ with the greatest magnetic electrical field, 5,000 times stronger than the brain. When we learn to talk with the language of the heart, all the atoms of the body can be transformed, and the magnetic field of the earth can be influenced. The more your heart is free from the nafs, the more it widens, the more your awareness is widened. Breathe into this red star on the left side of your chest. This star is connected with the Prophet Ibrahim. Gently move from the left side of your chest to the right side, to the fourth Latifah, called a Latifah Aruhiyya. This Latifah is connected with the spiritual heart and the lungs. Gently let a yellow star form itself, always remembering that the vessel is black. Let a yellow star form itself in your right chest. This path, this Latifah, is connected to the quality of ecstasy, the quality of joy and praise of Allah. This Lata'if is one that is most strongly activated through reading the Quran. Every cell is drowned in the deep joy of praising and worshipping Allah. On the energetic level, it brings harmony and balance to all cells of the body. The third and the fourth Lata'if, Al-Qalbiyya wa Ruhiyya, work together. The red star on the left, connected to the Prophet Ibrahim, and the yellow star on the right, connected to the Prophet Dawood, work together so that you are sober in your ecstasy. The holy heart in the middle opens when these two connect. The doors to higher understanding open. From the chest, gently come up to the level of the throat. This is the fifth Latifah and is called the Latifah as-Sirriya, the Latifah of the secret, and is connected to the throat. Imagine on the level of the throat a white star, a bright white star, in the middle of your throat, just like a diamond. This Latifah is connected to the Prophet Moses, Musa. Imagine a white, shining star, just like a diamond, at the level of your throat. And see how the second, the third, and the fourth Lata'if vibrate in your body while you are concentrating on this fifth Latifah. This is the Latifah of the meeting, the coming together. When the blockage is opened, when you have overcome the Pharaoh and the sea has divided, then the energy can flow between the heart and the head. This Latifah carries the quality of purity, trust. Breathe clearly and bring your attention to that area, to the white star, and look at your sea. How much are the waters divided? Watch the other three Lata'if shining in your Adamic body while you are concentrating on the fifth Latifah in the throat. Then gently from the throat, come up to the area of the third eye. This is the sixth Latifah and is called the Latifah al-Khafiyya, the hidden Latifah. This is the organ of divine spiritual inspiration and intuition. The third eye, being connected to the pineal gland, has similar qualities to the eye. It too has a lens and a complete map of what the eye sees. It is activated through light and controls all biorhythms in the body. The best of blood, the best of oxygen, is brought as a nourishing mixture to that gland, even more than to the kidneys. It is the first gland one sees in the fetus, the baby in the belly of the mother. It is also called the cosmic eye, and it is connected with the heartbeat of the earth. Imagine at the level of the third eye a black spot. This area is connected to the prophet Jesus, Isa. It is a shining black as the veils open and you see the eternal light. Imagine there a shining black diamond. Imagine this diamond inside your head at the level of the third eye. Keeping your eyes closed, look up as if there is something above your head with your eyes, as if you are looking at an airplane in the sky with your eyes, but keeping your eyes closed. While you are looking up, feeling this bright, shining black diamond, keep your eyes looking up and repeat inside, Ya Nur, receiving clearly the light that comes. Ya Nur. Now gently bring your attention from that black diamond to the middle of your chest, to the seventh Latifah, called Al-Haqiqa. Imagine in the middle of your chest a shining green space. When one can enter into that Latifah, No duality exists anymore. This is the level of the pure self, the pure essence. This Latifah is connected to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam. When you enter into this Latifah and you still think you exist, then you have not entered. This is the Latifah of mercy, Rahmah. Now gently bring your attention back to the black vessel, the black body. Then please place your tongue behind your upper gum as if you were saying the letter L in the name Allah. Just keep the tongue there behind the upper gum. And we're going to repeat inside silently 33 times Subhanallah. Keep your focus on the black holy vessel as you repeat 33 times Subhanallah. Keep your tongue on the back of the upper gum in the position for the letter L. Then bring your awareness to the blue star in the belly, 1 to 2 inches below the navel, and then entering into the belly, closer to the spine than to the navel. And repeat there 33 times inside Alhamdulillah, while focusing on the blue star. Then gently bring your attention to the left side of your breast, imagining the red star and repeating silently, La ilaha illallah, keeping the tongue behind the upper gum. La ilaha illallah. Now gently bring your attention to the right side of your chest, to the yellow star, repeating Allahu Akbar 33 times. Now bring your attention to the white diamond at the level of your throat, repeating silently, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. I'll repeat this one out loud for you, for those of you who may not be familiar with it. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Now bring your attention to the black diamond at the level of the third eye, entering into the space behind the third eye and repeating Allah silently 33 times. Then take a very, very deep breath and exhale generously to empty your lungs. Then inhale again deeply, and with the exhaling, bring your head down to your heart in the middle of your chest, pronouncing the name Hu. Staying in that position and breathing gently into that area. Hu. Then gently raise your head again. Imagine again the black vessel, the black body, and we'll end with the phrase, Alhamdulillah. Welcome back, everyone. Maybe we have 1 or 2 minutes if there are some questions.
Sure, I think we can do that. And if you would send me the slides, if you can, Kamila.
Yes.
I'll distribute them to everybody. And if you happen to have that meditation written down, I think people might be interested in that also.
Okay.
Thank you. So if anybody would like to ask a question, just unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
This is Iman. Can you hear me? This is Iman. I don't have a question. I just wanted to tell you how very lovely the teaching is and the experience is. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, you're very welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, Kamila. It's Noura. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Enjoyed it very much. I have a question. If there is any particular quality related to number 5, the white star, I believe it was Musa, you said, in the throat?
No, the only one that had a quality associated with it was number 6, the black diamond had the quality of an-nur.
Okay, thank you.
And then number 7, Rahma, of course.
Hello, this is Sabira. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sabira. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. I apologize. I actually did the meditation in a Panera. I have a question. Well, an awareness at first that I struggled with seeing the body as black because I have a history of cancer and on scans and everything that's seen as black. And then also an observation that at the same time my heart was feeling joy because I know that our Black brothers and sisters of color, often everything that's good and positive and holy is seen as white.
Yes.
And so that was an awareness that brought me great joy. And also, I still struggled with it due to the history of cancer. So if you have anything you would like to share on either of those observances, and where those came from. And the other thing, we talked of the chakras, but I was also aware that this seemed to hold an energetic, much like the Kabbalah with the tree of life, the way it felt. So anything you wish to share on any of those, I would be incredibly grateful to hear. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, you're welcome. So the light of gnosis, as we come close to Allah, the light of gnosis is a black velvety light. So inshallah, we need to break our pictures around black and white. I know that it's a very common thing, that black and white and right and left, these all have value judgments attached to them because of the way they're used in our language. But that deep black velvety light is very, very holy. That's the light of gnosis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? If not, Kamila, I'm going to thank you for a wonderful teaching today.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It was a